Hello everybody, welcome to Real and Virtual Outdoors. On today's episode, we're going to be at Bassmasters 2022. I'm going to be demonstrating how to use the different weights in Bassmasters 2022. There's been some confusion around the community, some of the newer players on what weights they should use. And when to use them. So let me see if I can help you with that. Okay, so let's look at the rig that we have today. We're going to be crappie fishing. And for the crappie fishing, I like to use the smaller type jigs, like the Big T Fry Daddy, or the Crusty Critters, or the Ned Bombs. But we're here to talk about weights, so let's do that, and jig heads. So we always use 8-pound line when crappie fishing. The current jig head that we have on is a 1/8 ounce jig head with a number 1 hook. The smaller the jig head you can get by with, the better off you are. And also, number 1 hook is one of the smallest in the game. It goes up to number 2, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0, 6/0, etc. So you want to use a smaller hook for the smaller fish, which is your panfish. So we're going to start out with the 1/8, but I'm also going to show you the 1 1/4 jig head, and what the difference in the fall rate is. This is a 1/4 ounce number 2 hook. Bigger hook, bigger head, same line, and basically the same size bait. So let's demonstrate here on the 1/8. Okay, I'm going to throw this out. We're basically in 7 foot of water around some trees. And I'm gonna use the underwater camera. I want you to pay attention to the left side of the screen, and we're gonna, as it falls, and we're gonna see how slowly this bait will fall with this 1/8 ounce jig head on it. As you can see, we're in pretty shallow water, and that's taken some time to fall. And I can pretty well control the depth on this by the reel speed. So I'm really not dragging the bottom. I'm just kind of fishing along the depth of where the fish are being shown on the fish finder. And they're, being shown between 3 and 4 foot. And that's basically why I've been able to hold this between 2.5 to 4 foot. And that's the 1/8. And I'm going to let that fall a minute. And you see how slow that falls. And how easy that is to control. Okay, so let's demonstrate the 1 1/4 ounce. And it's going to fall a lot faster. And it's going to make it to the bottom a lot faster. We're going to cast out at the same spot. You can see how fast that hits the bottom. Now that hit the bottom quick. And on the same reel speed, it pretty much hugs the bottom. So the heavier the jig head, the faster it's going to sink. The deeper the water you're fishing is going to be determine what size jig head you use. Let's cast this out behind the boat in a little bit deeper water, if this water is deeper. But let's just see. As you can see, the water is deeper here. It's 13 foot. So let's watch how fast this jig head will fall to the bottom at 13 foot. We're on the bottom. So let's look at the 1/8. And the 1/8 is going to cast a little shorter than the 1/4, simply because it's not as heavy. The heavier weights do cast a lot better. So you'll see how it's short it cast compared to the other. Okay. So let's just take a minute and look at this illustration of how slow this falls. It's very slow falling. It's a lot easier to control at depth that you're trying to fish. So for one more illustration purposes, let's change the jig head to a half. That's twice as big as what we've got here. We're going to go with a 1/2 ounce jig head now, a number 1. This is a big jig head. So we're going to cast this out now. I want you to watch how fast this falls. I mean, this is going to fall very quickly to the bottom. Same line, same size bait, basically the same hook. And I mean, we're down there quick. Now you're at 10 feet now. Now you're on the bottom right now. So you see how fast that falls and how much that hugs the bottom. So if you're fishing along here and your fish are hugging the bottom and they're 17, 18 feet deep, 20, you want to go to a bigger jig head because you need to get down to the fish. You want to cast this big jig head up in shallow water. I'll show you how fast this hits in 7 feet of water. And we're on the bottom almost immediately. You know, so that's the basic breakdown of size of jig heads and weights, and that goes for any rig that you're using, whether it be Texas or Carolina, Ned rig, jig heads, drop shotting, etc. The heavier the jig head, the faster the fall rate, and the deeper that the jig's going to fall quicker. So for shallower fish, use smaller, rather a lighter jig head, and for deeper fish, you want to use the heavier weights. The only thing that I'll tell you when playing with this is the 3/16 ounce is kind of a middle of the road jig head. It's good in anything below 14 feet. It kind of serves as the deeper version of the 1/8 that hovers between 2 and 6 feet. I hope this clears some things up for you and helps you to learn to use the weights better, use soft plastics. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My email address is in my About page at Real and Virtual Outdoors, and I'll be glad to help you. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you have a nice day. And please subscribe and join the Real and Virtual Outdoor family. Thank you.